Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Heat Army podcast. We are live at Gateshead International Stadium for today's game between Gateshead and Rochdale in the Enterprise National League. It's Rob Elliott's first home game back since coming back on the 3rd of January. It's been a very busy couple of weeks, not on the pitch because games been postponed due to not being involved in the FA Trophy at this stage. And Rob Elliott has had time to work with his squad, and he's not the only one that's came back. Louis Story is back as well, and there is a plethora of new signings as well that make their debut this afternoon here at the GIS. My name's David Gaddis. I'm joined by Mark Curvers, and Mark, to say it's been a busy time on Tyneside lately is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, big sea change since the last time I was here anyway, which was the Eastleigh game on the Sunday before Christmas. And, you know, if you'd said to me, 3 weeks later that I'd be sat here with Rob Elliott back in charge and, the new signings that have come in, I would have been surprised to say the least. I mean, I know things weren't going great. And I think, a change maybe was needed for a number of reasons. But it has happened now, and it's all about trying to get some momentum and, as Rob keeps saying, rediscover some identity. But we know it's not going to be an easy game today because Rochdale got a squad full of quality, and they are rightly in the mix for the title this year.
And not only that, they've added quality to their squad as well. As I say, before we go any further forward, just on a professional and personal note, I'd like to say a big thank you to Alan Armstrong for everything he did with myself in the podcast. He was always a gentleman, and I say we all wanted it to work out, and football is one of those cruel mistresses where it doesn't always go the way you want it to, the way you plan. But I'd like to send a lot of love out to Alan Armstrong because obviously he had a tough Christmas period with the loss of his father. But as I say, nobody can doubt the quality of the man himself. Just a pity the results weren't there on the pitch. But that said, Mark, I don't want to say it's the second coming, but a lot of people have been reignited in the Heat Army, in the fan base, about what brand of football could come back. Although Rob did say on the Heat Army podcast this week that, look, things aren't going to happen instantly. We might lose this game, but what he wants to see is the intensity and the drive of a Rob Elliott side that he had in the past.
Yeah, I mean, look, we know what the style of football was under Rob last time, and in an ideal world that happens again, and the lads start getting the ball down, they start playing with intensity and start playing with energy and getting a bit of confidence back. But at the same time, it isn't going to change overnight. This is a very different squad to the one that was here when Rob left to go to Crawley. There's some key players have moved on since then, and some, I dare say, maybe one or two more will move on. But it's got to take time. And look, I think regardless of what happens between now and the end of the season, even if the worst does come to worst, then the club will still be in a better position to move forwards. And I think that's the message Rob's trying to get across. Well, yes, they're going to try and do everything they can to stay up, but if it doesn't happen, they'll still be in a good place to try and, and maybe it is a case of that old one step back to go two forward.
But the signings themselves were signings that they did try to sign a couple of years ago that didn't happen for whatever reason. They've been put on 18-month contracts, a lot of these players, so they are planning for the future, whatever league that might be in, and hopefully, it's to say, if they can get themselves, rooted back in here at Gateshead. And although I feel it feels like an old pair of shoes for them at the moment, everything's very comfortable. They know the surroundings, so that isn't the biggest change. As you say, personnel has changed, but there is still a few players around that were here when Rob and Louis left the last time, but a few not available for injury, of course. They did sign Jacob Butterfield. Tyrell Newton was involved here. Billy Chadwick the last time. Of course, they brought back Billy Chadwick and Mark Beck, who they signed previous times round. And they will be looking to, implement what they had in before.
Tiernan Brooks as well.
Tiernan Brooks, yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, look, there will be, but again, this is going to be a fresh squad. I'm looking forward to seeing how the midfield lines up today. It's good to see Tyrell Newton back in again. I do think he's got a lot to offer, still a very, very young player. But the presence of Keaton Ward and Sam Bowen will be an interesting one. Two players with a lot of National League experience, which has kind of been lacking a little bit in midfield this year. When you couple that with Jacob Butterfield, it suddenly feels like a bit more of a National League ready midfield. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it is today. It's not a free hit because there is enough. There won't be a free hit between now and the end of the season. But at the same time, I just feel if Gateshead, although the result is always going to be paramount, if they can put in an improved performance and give supporters something to hang on to, then they'll be all the better for it.
Certainly will. Well, we'll go through the teams very, very shortly. But if you'd like to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, please do, and send us a message and let us know where you're listening from. Alan Guest, Craig, and Liv have already sent us messages. We've put them up on the screen, and we thank them for their messages. Of course, we did have a great interview with Robert Elliott. If you'd like to have a look at that on YouTube, and you'll be able to see it in full on YouTube, and say there was lots of fans' questions answered as well. So please do that. But I think we are going to be joining DAZN very shortly. They'll be picking up our broadcast, and we'll be bringing them full match commentary as well. And if you are living abroad, you can watch the game as well and enjoy every kick here this afternoon in the National League. I'll go through the visitors start line to start off. It's Oliver Matmuff is in goal, Kyron Gordon, Ryan East, Ethan Ebanks, Landell, Tyron Acarella, I'll get that right, Alarakia, Harvey Gilmore, Devante Rodney, Toby Adebayo Rowling, Jake Berger, Callum Perry, and Manny Duku, who is a new signing this week after being released by Tamworth. On the bench for Rochdale is Dave Tatunda, Casey Petit, Conor McBride, former Gateshead player, of course, Dan Moss, Bryant Bolongo, Tyler Smith, and the evergreen Ian Henderson, who just seems to keep going and going. And this is how Gateshead line up here this afternoon. Tiernan Brooks in goal, Brad Nicholson, David Ferguson wears the captain's armband in the absence of the injured Kenton Richardson. Louis Story makes his first home debut since coming back. Jacob Butterfield, Keaton Ward, another debutant. Aidan Elliott Wheeler, who extended his loan to the end of the season last week. Sam Bowen, another debutant that's come in. Tyrell Newton. Billy Chadwick makes his second debut here for Gateshead. And Levi Amanchi, who also arrives this week from Walsall. On the bench is Will Flint. Dom Telford returns from injury to be in contention to make an appearance today. Josh Holm, Mark Beck, another one that'll make his home debut if he comes back. His second home debut, should I say, if he comes on this afternoon. And then you have Fenton John, Curtis Edwards, and Max Melbourne. So there we are. We'll go through those again when kickoff comes through. But Mark, you mentioned about the team that we're playing here. I mentioned Manny Duku, who was just released by Tamworth. Of course, getting on in years, but still strong, powerful forward, the Dutchman, and Rochdale looking to add to, obviously, their forward line that's a little bit depleted at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think the two players for Rochdale are going to be a real threat. As I said, there's quality right the way through that side. There's experience right the way through that side. There's players that have achieved at a higher level and shone at a higher level. So, yes, there may be some missing, but they've brought in quality this last sort of 10 days or so with a couple of new signings. So it's going to be a tough test regardless for Gateshead, and one when they really are going to have to play, I think, above the level, certainly above the levels it hit in previous games to get anything from it.
Another player in the Rochdale ranks that has always impressed me, no matter who he plays for, is Harvey Gilmore. A very tidy player, and you know exactly what you're going to get from the Rochdale number 8. So it's all set and ready to go. As I say, please do share the stream and let people know. And also, as I say, if you are abroad at the moment, you can watch the game live and exclusive on DAZN National League TV. Well, as I say, we've just been through the teams. We will go through them again soon, and it is a lot of excitement, anticipation here in the Tyne Weir stand. A lot of fans have come back today with the renewed excitement of the employment of Robert Elliott for a second time. Of course, things were not looking absolutely great, as Mark said 3 weeks ago. And fast forward to now, it looks a very different Gateshead, and other signings potentially on the way as well as departures. So it's a refresh. I'm not sure it's a rebrand, but maybe it's definitely the reset. And hopefully Gateshead can get back to playing with the passion and the style that they played underneath Rob Elliott. Of course, it's a different squad, it's a different time, but the ethos and the message will still be the same from Rob Elliott and Louis Story. And Mark, the return of Louis Story can't be underestimated as well. That's a massive shot in the arm, not only on the playing side, but on the coaching side. We know what he brings just speaking to the man, let alone in the dressing room.
But for a number of reasons, I think on and off the pitch, he's going to be a massive plus to have Louis back. We know what he can do on the pitch in terms of that leadership, but in the dressing room, he's a real tone setter. He's someone who will, you will get the players on message. You will get them all moving in the direction with Rob's obviously taking the lead on that. But it's effectively, I always compared to how it was at Ian Watson and Mike Williamson, where it's effectively like having two managers.
Yeah.
So I think, that's perhaps the way to look at it with these two. It's not necessarily manager and assistant manager or manager and player coach. It is actually, sort of joint managers as such.
Yeah, they both got their dedicated roles, and there's I say the yin and the yang works very well, doesn't it?
But it certainly feels more of a comfortable fit, I think, with the two of them in.
Definitely. Well, as I say, the tannoy system is starting to go up here at Gateshead International Stadium. The players will be out very, very soon. You've still got time to go and get yourself a nice cup of tea. Who knows, maybe even open one of those bottles that you got at Christmas. Sit back and relax. It's a new year at Gateshead, but will we see? Will we start to see flowers blossom this early? But the seeds have been planted, and the team are coming out onto the pitch here at Gateshead International Stadium. It's Gateshead versus Rochdale Enterprise National League action, live and exclusive on DAZN. And this is how the visitors line up here this afternoon. Oliver Watmouth in goal, Kyron Gordon, Ryan East, Ifan Banks-Landell, Tyron Akan, I'll get that out, Alacaria, Harvey Gilmore, Devante Rodney, Toby Adebayo Rolling, Jake Berger, Callum Perry, and it is Manny Tuku up front. On the bench, Dave Tatunda, Casey Petit, Conor McBride, Dan Moss, Bryant Belongo, Tyler Smith, and the evergreen Ian Henderson. On the bench for Gateshead, it is... not on the bench, the starting lineup. Tiernan Brooks in goal, Brad Nicholson, the captain, David Ferguson, in the absence of Kent Richardson. Louis Story returns, Jacob Butterfield, new signing Keaton Ward, Aidan Elliott Wheeler, Sam Bowen, another debutant, Tyrell Newton, Billy Chadwick, and Levi Amici, both debutants themselves. On the bench, Will Flint, Dom Telford, Josh Hulme, Mark Beck, Fenton John, Curtis Edwards, and Max Melbourne. And Mark, you mentioned just in before the teams came out that is a very strong bench that we've got there, and that hasn't happened in quite a while.
It has no. I think the biggest thing today is just seeing how Gateshead are going to line up. Nice reception for Rob Elliott there, just coming out. I've been intrigued to see who partners Louis Story at the heart of the defence and what formation they play, because my instinct is to say that it will be Nicholson and Ferguson in the middle.
That was my initial,
There's a three, and then Elliott Wheeler and possibly Tyrell Newton out wide. But I mean, we'll see. It could be anything.
It's all new. Well, the captains are going up there, and Ethan Ebanks-Landell, he's a towering figure. He's making David Ferguson look like a schoolboy out there at the moment. Looks a big, powerful lad, and it looks like Gateshead will be shooting towards River Tyne in the first half. The visitors towards the Felon End, and we are moments away from kickoff here live at Gateshead International Stadium. It's Enterprise National League action live on DAZN and the Heat On Me podcast.
Just to echo what you said before, Dave. I meant to jump in, but thoughts with Alan Armstrong and his family. Obviously, it's been a really tough time for them over the last month or so. It's never easy losing someone so close to it. I did have a chat with Alan on the Friday that the change was announced with Rob coming back in. He will still be involved at the club. He will still have a big role to play, and the club will be all the better for the presence of Alan Armstrong here.
Without a doubt, echo those sentiments. If anyone has actually spoke to Alan in person, they'll know that. But we are underway here, and the ball is all the way through to Tiernan Brooks already, and he's going to pump this ball long by the looks of it. Brings it forward a few yards and chips it up towards Amanchi, who wins his first header in a Gateshead shirt, but it's calmly nodded back to Watmouth in the Rochdale goal.
So it does look like a 4 at the back from what I'm sensing there, with Nicholson left back, Ferguson and Story in the middle.
Yeah, it does. It's definitely set out as a 4, but at the moment it is Gordon who clears the ball up the pitch and comes off Sam Bowen, I think it was there. Keaton Ward, even. Sorry, all these new players trying to put a name to the face, as Ward gives the ball to Nicholson. Bowen back to Nicholson and calmly back to Ferguson, who just slows it down, holds the ball up, brings Tiernan Brooks into play, who chips the ball forward looking for Amanchi and couldn't pick up the second ball, and there's a foul being given. I think it's gone out for a throw. It was Gilmore that went down there, but he's all right.
Great noise, by the way.
Yeah, it's a nice atmosphere, isn't it?
Both sets of supporters.
This is a fantastic away contingent from Rochdale have made their way up from Manchester today, the Manchester area. As Gordon looks for a runner, Ferguson's there to chest the ball down, and the ball comes off the Rochdale forward, Devante Rodney.
So it looks to me like a 4-2-3-1 from Gateshead.
Yeah.
Looking as if Keaton Ward and...
yeah, it looks like he's been the more forward player, isn't it? And we're seeing Butterfield playing in front of the back four.
Chadwick in a sort of number 10 role.
At the moment, Ferguson is looking for movement. Good press from Rochdale. A lot of movement at the minute. Both teams trying to feel each other out. But Devante Rodney, he's got a good CV. Very dangerous, especially when he's running on the ball. Ball forward. Ball wasn't being able to kept in on the far side. And to throw into the visitors. Quickly taken. So the pitch has held up really well. Of course, we've had a lot of frost, a lot of water go through it. Of course, there was a game played last night here. It was Newcastle ladies against West Ham ladies in the FA Cup. The pitch looks like it's held up really well. As Ward tried to find a teammate, and Rochdale can just try and tidy up here and play the ball back. As Ebanks Landell plays it across to Watmuff, back to Landell. Gilmore just helping at the back there, try and get some space as Bowen wins the header. Ward brings it down, gets it to Tyrell Newton. Butterfield, 18 yards inside the Rochdale half. Now it's further forward to Chadwick, but he couldn't control it. And Devante Rodney holds the ball up. Just Gator got back in good shape there. They stopped the break from Rochdale. On this far side is Adebayo Rowland. Wanted the ball. Challenging the air. He didn't see where it dropped though. Devante Rodney. A good tackle to stop it coming in. It goes into the centre. It's going to come clear to Chadwick, who didn't get his foot to it. Just beaten to the ball. Now East puts the ball out to Rowland. Nice underlap there from Gordon. Gordon pulls it back across, and Butterfield scoops it up into the air and cleared by Nicholson.
Looked to me as if that gone out.
Hard to tell from this position, but it's certainly close.
That's better.
It's good pressure. Tyrell, and the Ebanks Landell slips, and was there a foul? Referee says no, but Gator come away with the ball. There's a run in the centre. Amanchi through on goal, one-on-one. Can he pull the trigger? Oh, great tackle.
Great tackle.
Landell, Ebanks Landell. Wow. Well, that was... You can't argue with the referee, sadly, but that was a fantastic tackle to stop the shot. And we're back underway. Short goal kick taken. Watmuff gives it back to Ebanks Landell, who had the little slip before there.
Good pressure from Tyrell Newton, though.
It certainly was. So look to get the ball going. There's a run. Well, they didn't spot the run of Jake Berger there, but I think it would have to have been an amazing ball. Rob Elliott remonstrating with the fourth official. He feels it was a free kick. Or a corner. Corner, sorry. Oh, great work from Tyrell Newton off the ball, but Rochdale move it well and try and ping it across to this side as Nicholson has all the time in the world to nod it back.
I know we're only 5 minutes in and could go downhill from here, but what I would say is that it feels more like a Gateshead side.
Yeah, there's a little bit more composure at the moment. Oh, nice turn to come away with the ball from Chadwick. Lays it off to Newton. Butterfield in the centre, inside the Gateshead half. Ferguson. He was wanting a bit of movement from Ward there. Now the ball goes over the top and asking a little bit too much of any forward, that one. But yeah, it feels a very different Gateshead side.
I mean, it's not getting carried away too early at all.
But it's definitely positive first impressions. At the moment, Rochdale having to play their way forward here, and they get it across to Gordon, and on Devante Rodney is on his toes. Ball comes to Rowling. Rowling puts it out now, and Devante Rodney can run towards the corner of the box. He's still going, lays it inside to East. East puts it back out to Gordon on this right-hand side. And now Rodney just dinks the ball forward for the run for Gordon. And, the ball's across to the far side. The shot is going to come in, I think. Cleared by Butterfield. And Rochdale just couldn't get the ball from underneath the feet. And now Chadwick tries to send Amanchi away, but the deflection falls to Perry on the far side. And we've seen a nice bit of pressure from both sides. Good closing down.
It's been a really interesting watch the first sort of 7-8 minutes. It's it feels like a real sort of tactical battle at the moment. Both sides just trying to get the upper hand, and I think Rochdale have shown everything we thought they would.
Ball forward for Berger, but there's too much on it, and that'll go straight to Tiernan Brooks, who rolls it out in turn to Ferguson. Ball comes to Nicholson, back to Ferguson. Just slowing it down a little bit, Gateshead. Ball comes across looking for Ward. A little bit too much on it, and it'll skim through for the goalkeeper just to catch one-handed. We've got a message from Mickey in Spain. He's put hola, señors.
What do you call it?
I dread to think as the ball goes back to Watmouth. Two sides playing very similar out the back, aren't they, to build up and find space.
Yeah, well, this is exactly what we expected. We know both sides like playing out from the back like this.
Banks Landell puts it across to Gordon, and Rodney's on his toes as he always is. Ball turns and sits up for him, and he's got past Bowen. Still driving with the ball. Can he pull the trigger? He can, but he just drags it along the ground towards Tiernan Brooks, who scoops it up. But showing the power and space that he can get for himself there, Devante Rodney.
Yeah, pretty straightforward at the end. He'd be disappointed he hasn't made Tiernan Brooks make a bit more awkward save than that one. But worrying Gator didn't go and close him.
Yeah. Well, I'll say the first 10 minutes or so here. Oh, and that's a Ferguson nearly got caught out, managed to clean up his mess, but Gateshead still trying to pass out as Ward has the ball, and it goes out for a throw to Gateshead on this side. And Mickey says it meant hello, sirs. We knew that, but we've got the deal as well from Alex Mason. Thank you very much. And at this moment in time, Story puts the ball out to Newton. Butterfield calmly gives it back to Ferguson. And we're seeing a nice bit of pressure from the front three here from Rochdale. Gateshead having to play to get out and unfortunately making mistakes. That's what the pressure's there for.
Yeah, really good press from Rochdale. They're picking and choosing when they are pressing Gateshead, and at the moment they're doing it at exactly the right moment.
Gordon gives it out to Rowland on this far side, back to Gordon. In the centre, Gilmore plays it across and now can be brought forward by Perry. Perry looks up, man on the left-hand side. There is men getting into the box if he can get a delivery in. Nice bit of footwork, lays it off, but that ball was a little bit loose and Gateshead now can try and hold the ball up. Lovely flick from Amanchi, but just too much on it and out it goes. And if that had a set up for Gilmore, he could have been away. Of course, Gilmore in his second stint here at Gateshead.
Chadwick,
I'm saying Gilmore, yeah, Chadwick, sorry. It's been one of those days, ladies and gentlemen. As now Perry played inside to Gilmore, rolling in space on this right-hand side if anyone sees him, and East has Gordon on the overlap if he's needed, and he does. And nice cover and play from Ward, but it falls back to a Rochdale shirt. Gordon back to East. East looks to bring it into the centre, plays it across. Perry moved the ball well, and it's out on the left-hand side now. Can they get the delivery into the box? He's driving at and cuts inside. Devante Rodney quickly closed down. Gilmore. It's good defending from Gateshead. They're making Rochdale pass the ball back. They kind of get space to pull the trigger. But we're seeing great passing from Rochdale. And the ball retention comes across to Gordon now. East, if he looks up, rolling, but it goes down the centre, and Gateshead, nearly played the ball through for Berger there. Ferguson had to clean up. And it's a great game of chess out there at the moment. Everyone's trying different things, but that ball will go out of play for a Rochdale throw on the far side.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much set the tone for the game, to be honest. It's what I thought we'd expect from Rochdale. This possession game, the high press, everything you like to see from a team. Gateshead will try and do the same thing, but at the moment it still feels like a Gateshead side still sort of getting used to each other. Still a very new look side, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to exploit the height and pace of Amanchi as well. Early on, of course, he nearly got through, and as a player went down the far side, it was Manny Duku. I think he's caught a foot in the throat there by the looks of it. Coming on the blind side when the player was trying to bring it down. Wouldn't necessarily see it was high feet.
It's good for him.
Yeah. Certainly wasn't intentional, more clumsy than anything else, but
just don't think he needs to boot him there.
That's Louis' story.
Although I just didn't think he was aware where he was.
Yeah. I'd like to see a replay of it. But yeah, from our perspective, it looked like he was trying to control it and he came in on the blind side. And
now I'm thinking about it, though, it clearly is very high.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Dangerous player, so yeah.
Back underway. Perry plays it across to Ebanks Landell. Back to Watmoff. Just trying to get themselves space and shape to get this ball forward. Back to Watmoff. It feels very similar to watching an old Gateshead side of the last 5 years, the way Rochdale play. As ball through the centre. Devante Rodney controls it. And lovely tackle from Bowen. Gets the ball. I think, but I feel surprised that it came to him there. And Gateshead can try and get the ball moving forward now. Nicholson back to Ferguson. Ferguson gives it to Story. On the far side, Wheeler gives it back to Story. It's going to come across the defence to Nicholson, who's back to Tiernan Brooks. As I say, it's just a carbon copy of what we've seen at the other end for Rochdale. But the ball forward from Ferguson, just way too much on that one, looking for Amanchi. And Watmoff give it back to his defender, across to Gordon now. Holding the ball up, played inside, East back to Gordon. Dare I say, I think the first goal might come from whoever makes the first mistake in defence, because both teams are enjoying possession when they're passing it around. It's who can latch onto a ball.
It'll be that. It'll be who loses concentration first.
Yeah.
And at the moment, Gateshead looked the most likely to do so. Rochdale look completely focused here, and it'll just take one switch off. You can see it.
Adebayo Rawlings gets the ball back. It's a good run. Takes it across. There's the shot, and cleared behind for a corner. Devante Rodney. Wow. I think if you had got a bit more power on that, you might have seen the back of the net ripple, but Gates had managed to get a foot out and put it behind. This is the first corner of the game.
See, this will be difficult for Gateshead because you don't know how much work they've done set pieces. We're still having a new defence, or a new side, really.
Yeah, although Manchi went straight to that near post, so I guess there is instructions in there.
Could be the near post. Huge.
Well, East puts the delivery in. It's a dangerous one. And headed across. It comes back to East. Offside flag goes up. And Gateshead held a good line there. And it's a free kick to Gateshead. Now, Rochdale fans give their substitutes that's warming up a nice round of applause there. The north end of the Tyne-and-Wear stand. Well, free kick taken from the spot where the linesman wanted it, and Tiernan Brooks just having to use a bit of ball control to pass the ball out. Comes back to Ferguson, who's passed it across the 6-yard box to Tiernan Brooks. Back to Ferguson, still inside the Gateshead box, but not under any pressure at the moment. Ward holds the ball up, gives it to Bowen, back to Ferguson. There's certainly a rhythm the Gateshead players have slotted back into with the new players and the old players. Ball goes out to Wheeler, Butterfield.
What you've got is a lot of players more comfortable on the ball, who can pass it around like this and can take their time.
Ball over the top looking for Amanchi. Perry will win the header. Who'll pick up the second ball as well. It's great stuff from Chadwick to get the ball to Wheeler, but it was disrupted and the ball goes out for a throw to Gateshead about 10 yards inside the...
Chadwick's done pretty well there, because he's just put him off.
Yeah, he's took it. Normally players try to take a few yards there. They gave away about 15. But Gateshead in possession. Ferguson right in the centre of the pitch. Butterfield.
It's going to need a late run from someone.
Well, a ball over the top for Amanchi, and he's got past his man. He's holding it up. He needs support, and he lays it off. There's Bowen. Bowen in the box. Can it pull the trigger? He's got 4 or 5 players around him. Couldn't pick out a white shirt, and I just didn't realise how much time he had, I think, as Butterfield tries to win the ball. They do very well, Rochdale, to move that and keep it going forward, and this is dangerous. Is that a boy Rowlands brings
4v3
Roland in onto the far side, and now Dooku plays it forward, disrupted by Ferguson. It's still with Alakaraya, who tried to get it in, and the ball is going to go out for a corner.
It's a great recovery from Gateshead, They could have got themselves into all sorts of bother there.
I thought Rochdale might have used that man advantage a little bit better there, moved the ball quicker, but credit to Gateshead, they did get back. But the second corner of the game for Rochdale. Just taking his time.
Short one's on.
Yeah.
Could have gone a bit quicker there. Could have caught Gateshead out.
Well, Gateshead with a little bit more height in their side now as Ferguson. Nicholson does very well.
Unbelievable header, that, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's another corner. Stuck to his man like glue there. Well, the third corner of the game. All for Rochdale at the moment. The deliveries thus far haven't been too shabby.
2v1 if they played short.
They went short now.
Still a 2v1.
And it gets past Bowen. Crosses it across. There's a host of blue shirts there. I think they've got in each other's way, but the ball still not cleared yet for Gateshead. And now Dooku tries to cross it in and wins another corner. Good pressure from the visitors.
There was a brilliant header from someone in a Gateshead shirt. I'm not sure who it was, but that ball was right in the edge of the 6-yard box, and they've got in just in front.
Yeah, as I say, there was a host of blue shirts there. No, at least around 3 or 4 players around them, whoever got that header out. But credit to Rochdale, these deliveries have been pinpoint, they've been really good.
Top of Teen and Brooks as well, by the way.
Ryan East, in it comes. So one, it's going deep towards the back post, headed clear though. I think it was Louis Story that got that one, but the pressure hasn't been relieved yet, and that's a deep one. And another corner off Nicholson. It was the only thing really he could have done there was Ebanks Landell. He did very well to nod that down off Nicholson. But these corners have been fantastic deliveries, haven't they?
Short one's on again.
Well, it goes short into the box, but Gateshead read it, and now can they bring it forward? And Gateshead on the attack. Newton on the far side. Chadwick has to hold it up, plays it through. Lovely ball. And now Gateshead need to get players forward on the. As Newton on the far side just slows it down, gives it back to Butterfield.
Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all.
Gateshead in possession, have Rochdale pinned back. Can they exploit this? Out to Ward on this left-hand side. Crosses it in. Takes a deflection. It can be cleared by Rochdale now, but only... Duku goes down there and...
he's just slipped. He's not appealing.
He slipped. No, he didn't appeal. I think he tackled his own foot there when he slipped, didn't he?
It was a risky one from Rochdale there, by the way.
Starting to grow into the game, number 30 for Rochdale, Manny Duku. Ferguson gets the ball to Tyrell Newton. Comes back to Ferguson via Butterfield, and Nicholson now can play it to Bowen, and we're seeing nice possessional passing from Gateshead. And Tyrell Newton will give it back to Louis Story. Comes back now to Tiernan Brooks. Ferguson just inside the box. He'll venture forward with the ball. Both sides holding a great shape, and they're having to work to get the ball forward. And obviously Rochdale at the moment have found a few more gaps with, as the game has went on, but both sides making it difficult. Newton on that right-hand touch line comes inside, gives it to Butterfield. Butterfield out there, and nice touch from Wheeler. Gateshead passing the ball really well, but not getting that high up the pitch. But if you've got the ball, something can happen. As Ferguson does give the ball to Nicholson. Forward to Ward. Ward will play back to Ferguson. And we're seeing, the likes of Story, Ferguson, Nicholson, they're just stepping back into space once they pass the ball. They know that it could come back. And as the game has went on, it does feel like there is 3 at the back. And we're seeing Bowen and Ward kind of a wing back, so to speak, when defending. Ball across the far side, and that's going to be brought down lovely on the far side by Wheeler. Plays it inside to Chadwick. Chadwick, tried to put it across the box to Newton, just taking off his feet there, and that was a weak one.
It was clever.
Yeah, it's very clever.
It's really clever from
Berger.
As a Berger, he's just lending Chadwick as he's coming, knowing the challenge is coming.
Yeah,
and bought the free kick. It's a really, really clever play.
The dark arts, Mark. The dark arts. You've got to praise it when it's done right, when it's done well. 25 minutes gone, and it's 0-0 here at the moment. I just noticed former Gator captain Liam Hogan is to our right. Of course, involved at Rochdale, not involved today. Ferguson gives the ball to Nicholson. And just as I mentioned there, that it's that just moving back into space and giving the option for your teammate to find you. Ferguson gives it to Bowen in the centre. Bowen. Nice touch from Tyrell Newton to get the ball out to Wheeler on the far side. And Wheeler cuts in, plays it forward. Just couldn't thread it through. And Gilmore with some crucial interceptions in the last 5 minutes. As Gator trying to close down there. And they're hunting in packs. And that's great work. Ball goes out for a goal kick, but Tyrell Newton not given any space for the pass to go. Oh. Got a little bit of play. Some scores from the National League. Brackley 1, Yeovil 1, Borehamwood 1-0 to the good away to Crawley, and Solihull Moors have just equalised at home to Carlisle. I'll update you with some more as the game goes on. FC Halifax 1, Boston 1. So at the moment, 0-0 here. Of course, if you are just joining us live on the Zone and the Heat Army podcast, as Gilmore plays it to East. His ball forward, spins over to Gordon, and that's a lovely ball through to find Dooku in the centre. He's going to pull the trigger and, goes behind for a goal kick. But
I thought that got a deflection, I've got to be honest.
No, it took a nasty curl on it. He caught it too well, if anything. But you could see he had a goal on his mind there as soon as the ball came to him. I'll wait for Gateshead to take their goal kick here. Vanessa said, afternoon, all sounding good. Great to hear the crowd getting behind the team. Yeah. As I say, there has been some renewed optimism in the last 12 days, 13 days here. As Gateshead win the ball back, but Gilmore showing, free kick given. Could have been given the other way, but Gilmore, no complaints there, was that helped Butterfield to his feet. I say, as I mentioned in the build-up, I'm a big fan of Gilmore.
It's a proper player, isn't he?
Yeah. Gateshead with a free kick, 15 yards inside their own half on this left-hand side of the pitch. Gateshead using this opportunity to get the ball up towards the final third. The players all lined up on the far side. Tiernan Brooks pings the ball over. Story was going up for the ball, and East and Gilmore goes down. It's a dark arts, Mark. It's a dark arts. Free kick to Rochdale.
It's done well there because they were in trouble.
Ebanks Landell under pressure from Amanchi. Play on, and now Berger can bring the ball forward. He's got men on the right and left. He can drive forward himself. He's got the defender backing up, and he goes for a shot straight into the hand of of Ferguson.
I think if this is a Premier League game, that would be the one thing I'd say. If Ferguson's hands were in, they were tucked in. It definitely hit his hand, but
I think Rob's saying that there, the hand wasn't out. It
would have been posh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Gates are just losing concentration. Just one quick miscalculation of a movement, and all of a sudden Rochdale are in. And with the quality they've got, they will take a chance.
Well, I think this is the 5th or 6th corner for Rochdale, and every one of their deliveries so far has been a very good one. And East will put in yet another one. It's a great delivery. And Gateshead have come away with the ball, though. Ferguson up towards Tyrell Newton. Nice touch back to Wheeler. Wheeler just nearly gets the ball stuck underneath his feet and has to slow it down.
That's okay, he's kept the ball.
Got it to Butterfield.
Don't do it now, though.
Ferguson. Nicholson. Ward on this left-hand touchline gets the ball. Looks to keep the ball moving. Bowen. Back to Nicholson. Ward's got space to turn and drives with the ball. Up towards the edge of the box. He's still going. Tries to play it off the player there, and back it goes. Keeper stops it from going out for a corner. And there wasn't much Ward could do there, but nice to see the little turn that he had to get himself into space.
I like that he had the confidence, to try it with the outside of his foot.
Yeah.
It would have been a brilliant ball if it got past the defender.
Ball back to Watmuth. He's playing out from the back, and they bring the ball forward. They're committing men forward, and there comes the ball as Nicholson wins the header. Ward brings it down to Bowen. Bowen just got the show flare from Butterfield to see there was a man there, and that's a nice ball across to Wheeler. Wheeler gets a touch and sends it forward just a little bit heavy for Tyrell Newton, and allows Watmuth to come across and collect the ball.
Do you know if that's the other way around? I think Wheeler probably gets to that.
Yeah. Gordon plays it down to Adebayo Rawlins, and now he gets the ball back, and ball forward to Devante Rodney. Duku's in the centre. It's a fantastic delivery in, and the finish was worthy of the goal. And Rochdale take the lead here on 32 minutes. The ball forward to find Devante Rodney, the cross across, and there was Manny Duku to score on his debut for Rochdale. It's Gateshead 0, Rochdale 1.
Switching off. That's what I was talking about. Whoever switches off first, and it's such a lightning quick break. It's a brilliant ball, and the weight of the ball from Devante Rodney is perfect. And it's a really good finish, from Dugu. When you look at it, it looks a simple finish, but that ball skipped up off the turf. He took it very well. He's got enough on it to force it past Tatum Brooks.
Well, as I say, it was a fantastic finish, and any forward would have liked to have had that delivery. And Manny Duku, the big Dutchman, ate that one up and just slotted it into the back of the net. But Gateshead, we have seen positive signs, but they do need to make Watmouth work a little bit more here in the final 14 minutes or so of the first half.
I mean, they're coming up against the best defence in the league statistically at the moment. Rochdale, you can see why they haven't conceded many goals this season against the Gateshead side that haven't really scored many goals this season.
Well, they're a fantastic unit, and I think they've got their tails up at the moment as Devante Rodney holds the ball up, gives it to Gordon. East back to Gordon, and it comes out now to Adebayo Rawlins, and he gets the ball back. Another delivery comes in. Manny Duku did get off the air, but the ball was just a little bit too high, and Gilmore will get the loose ball. And now Rochdale can try again on the far side. Gilmore has the ball. He's looking up. Adebayo Rawlins is in space at the back post, but no, back end of the box, should I say. Now it comes over to him, and he's looking to keep this ball moving. Gordon plays it inside. Rodney. Gordon's making the underlap run there, but comes out to Rawlins. Back out to Rawlins. Lovely touch from Gordon, and the ball just goes out of play, and that's a goal kick to Gateshead.
I've got to be honest, I didn't think that did go up play. I thought it was on the line. We are miles away.
But obviously the linesman thinks it went out a little bit there, but probably just as well for Gateshead's point of view, because it does look like they've got the wind in the sails at the moment. You can see they're playing with confidence, and why not?
And they should be, because where they're on the league, what they're trying to do this season. The fact that they have got this brilliant defensive record as well will be a big plus, because they know when they get ahead in the game that it's very rare they do give goals away. So, yeah, Gateshead have got it all to do now. I think I always thought they did need the first goal of the game to really have a push at this. And now they're going to have to react. It's a great touch.
Ferguson does well to bring the ball down and give it back to Teenan Brooks. As Bowen turns, he needs to get a touch on that ball, and he doesn't. And East now gets in trouble. East in the box, lays it off. There's the shot. Great
Brilliant
save from Teenan Brooks. It's not over yet as Gilmore on the edge of the box. Still got the ball. He's going to put it out on the far side, and can he bring this ball across, and goes behind for another corner. And Gateshead, well, you mentioned that word, Mark, concentration, and at the moment it's just a little bit panicky.
Yeah, I mean, when he's just scored, you expect another one there, aren't you?
Yeah.
But a great save from Teenan Brooks, you've got to say. He stayed up big, made the striker make the decision, but Gateshead, someone needs to get a grip here.
Far side, East. Berger beats his man down to the dead ball line, tries to pull it back, and the ball just sticks to the ground on the tackle. And Teenan Brooks picks it up.
No. He would have been 2 against 4.
Now he lays it out, throws it to Nicholson. Newton finds himself on the left-hand side, gives it to Ward. Ward back to Newton, just too much on it. And Gateshead just need to regain their composure. You can see they're trying, but I don't want to get sucked into moving the ball too quickly, because we've seen how rigid and what a great formation Rochdale have. They use it to great effect. Rawlins heads it forward. Duku holds it up well. He's got past 2 men. Hello, Gateshead do come away with the ball. Rodney pulling the shirt, and it's a free kick to Gateshead. Quite the David and Goliath battle between Rodney and Billy Chadwick.
Well, I think this about Gateshead, what is effectively a front two of Chadwick and Amanchi. I mean, there must be a foot between them.
Oh, at least.
Classic big man, little man.
Certainly is. Well, Teenan Brooks Just places the ball down to take this free kick. Very close to the dugout of Gateshead. Ball right up towards the big men. Amanchi and Story tried to get to it. I think it's actually come off a Gateshead player and out for a goal kick. And, well, I know it's a classic line, but I think half-time can't come too quick for Gateshead, I think, at the minute.
Yeah, just
to
regroup. That's exactly the word I was just about to use. Yeah, get in and just regroup in the dressing room and have a few words, reaffirm a few messages, and deliver some positive feedback. It's kind of been the test we thought it would be, but there have been positives. It'd be foolish to ignore the positives that have been from Gateshead. They have looked dangerous at times.
Ward need that one down to Bowen. Fantastic skill. Amanchi holds the ball up. Oh, just couldn't stick to his feet though, and doesn't come away with the ball. Of course, Amanchi was on loan at Rochdale earlier this season. Gateshead come away with the ball
it's little things like that please Rob Elliott. Go and get the ball back, go and win it back.
There was a run on the far side, but it was seen too late. Gateshead still have the ball. Nicholson. Yeah, the personal battles have been a lot more convincing this, shall we say, than earlier in the season. The man on the ball, Ferguson, I've been very impressed. Of course, he's played left back for a majority of the season, or left wing back at times, and he's acquitted himself well as a centre back. Ball through the centre, looking for Chadwick. Gordon, calm defending, nods it down to his keeper. Been impressed with Gordon so far.
Yeah, very, very. I do think that ball is on. If Gateshead pick it at the right time.
Well, Gateshead pick up the loose ball. It's going to fall to Butterfield, who gives it back to Story. Nicholson. Story just telling him to close it, slow it down. Wheeler brings the ball forward on the far side. There's a slip from Tiernan Brooks, but Gateshead do win the throw-in. Newton gives the ball to Story. Nice sort of footwork from Butterfield. Tyrell Newton gives the ball back out to Wheeler.
Nice.
Newton, can he get the cross in? Oh, deflection, just lands for a blue shirt, and Gilmore can poke that one clear, but they're sitting very deep at the moment, Rochdale, and Ferguson was the man to pick it up.
It's just game management, this.
Yeah.
It's really impressive from Rochdale. There's why they are where they are in the league.
Well, just look at the way the defence goes into a 5 there, and they hold it up well. Everybody's well drilled in what their job is.
This is where people go on about Tiernan Brooks being out of his box. Oh, lovely.
Oh, nice stuff. Oh, comes out toward Gateshead, left-hand side inside the Rochdale half, can keep possession. Crossfield ball from Nicholson. It's a fantastic one if it can stay in, but unfortunately for Wheeler, it goes out.
This is where Tiernan Brooks will come into his own, because if Gateshead are going to try and open them up, it sounds daft saying about a goalkeeper, but they are going to need to almost have an effectively another outfield player, which is what he'll do, playing in like the heart of the defence, almost.
Well, certainly in the mould of Gateshead keepers of the last 6 years. Tiernan Brooks. Nicely done by Butterfield. Gets the ball to Nicholson, who's in the centre circle. Bowen. But as we've mentioned before, this Rochdale side, you can see why they're up that end of the table. But that's great. Oh, just the ball wouldn't stay in for Chadwick, but that was a nice move to try and open up this defence.
But it's exactly what they need to do. That little triangle there was perfect. It's just the final pass wasn't quite there. But if it was, Chadwick's in on goal. Well, he's certainly in right-hand side.
Ball forward, not up into the centre. Berger does well, keeps the ball moving, and now Gordon can bring the ball forward over the halfway lane. He's driving with the ball, plays it off Ward and out for a throw-in just next to the Gateshead dugout. Just realised I didn't mention for our audio listeners, Rochdale in all navy blue. Very nice strip.
I'd say more royal.
I don't know. If you're a horse racing fan, we'll go with Godolphin blue, if anyone knows that. as the ball forward. Rodney holds it up well, turns and drives with the ball. Duku runs through the centre, but he picks out Berger. Gilmore calmly gives it to Perry. Now on the far side, Alakaraya can lay it inside to Gilmore once more. Berger back to Gilmore. Gateshead making Rochdale play the ball back. That's good work. But forward again they come, and that's a nice dinked ball into the centre towards Duku, who chests it down, brings Rawlins into play on this right-hand side. Oh, nice ball run from Berger. Berger pulls it back across, and there is Ferguson again to clear the ball. Story gives it to Nicholson. Very deep Gateshead at the moment, but a chip ball forward to Chadwick. Just loses out in the 50-50, and now East plays the ball over to Rodney. Perry on the far side. Look, does feel like Rochdale fancy trying to extend their lead before half time here as Alakaraya, great tackle, and they say kept the ball low for Rochdale. He gets the ball back again on that left hand side up against Wheeler, and Elliot Wheeler's trying to stick to him like glue. They play it all the way back. Comes to Gordon inside his own half. And he can get the ball to East.
Too easy.
As he brings the ball forward as a man on the far side, and the ball is way too heavy. Can he keep it in? He can. And just twisting and turning. Can he go to East? East is in space, but nothing rushed from the visitors. They're just keeping possession in Gateshead's final third. Berger. It's all on the left-hand side of the pitch at the minute. Gordon's in acres of space in the centre. He hasn't been seen. As he runs across here now to give space. Comes back to Landell. Ball forward. Great run from Rodney. Knows his job very well, but a telescopic leg from Ferguson clears that one. And Butterfield can give it to Story. We've got about a minute and a half of normal time here. Hasn't been many stoppages. I'd be shocked if there's more than a minute. As the fourth official moves between the dugouts of the board. Oh, and two Gateshead players just they're flat-footed there as Perry brings the ball forward. Lays it off to Berger. He's on the left-hand side of the box. He's looking for space. Back to Perry. And now
got to go in back.
Alakaraya puts the ball in. It's a chipped one up there, and good defending. It goes out for another corner to Rochdale. They've got all the corners in this half. But the performance from Gateshead, yes, they are losing 1-0. They are still bottom of the league, but there's definitely positive signs there from what we've seen earlier in the season. We enter the last minute of normal time, and Ryan East, who's had a bit of practice so far from the corners, has another one, and then it comes another dangerous one as Teenan Brooks was pushed in the box. Yeah, and just barged out the way, wasn't he? But free kick given, and the fourth official does have the board there. Gateshead in no hurry to get this one moving here. I think they're looking forward to half time. As we're saying, regroup, refocus. I'm guessing they'll want to tweak things higher up the pitch to give a better outlay or an outline for Gateshead to exploit. We've seen at times they can open up. It's whether they can use it to the best effect.
Sam Bowden was a ball there. It's got a lovely little area.
Well, we're into that 1 minute of added on time. Bowen, I mean, the work rate here, I mean, we're into 20 seconds into stoppage time here in the first half mark, and this Rochdale side are relentless.
Yeah, but you're expecting it to be, we've seen that here with Gateshead, haven't we? When, Mike Williamson during Rob Elliott's first spell, they were relentless, and we used that word 3 or 4 times for them.
Just come away with the ball, and Tyrell Newton just couldn't keep his footing, and this could be an opportunity for them to move the ball quickly, Rochdale, but they just slowly, nothing silly, They're going to see it out to half
It's
time.
really clever game management. You don't need to go for a second goal now, not this,
No.
and put yourself at risk.
Ball up towards Manny Duku. Wins the header.
Ideally.
Two players couldn't find out who it was, and there's a free kick given there and a pull on the shirt. I don't know who it was that did it. Was it? Oh, but he's already on a yellow, and no, it's Ferguson. Ferguson was the. So there's the half-time whistle, and it is Gateshead 0, Rochdale 1. We've seen positive signs from Gateshead, but the team in the playoffs, Rochdale, worthy of their 1-0 win. And as I say, for the first 45 minutes back at the International Stadium for Rob Elliott, he'll be happy with some of the things he's seen. I know his face says otherwise at the minute, but there is positive signs.
100%. It's look. The last time I was here was the Sunday before Christmas against Eastleigh, and it's light years ahead of what I witnessed that day. There was some promise from Gateshead here. They certainly looked more comfortable in possession. It is just top end of the pitch, but I think that'll come. You know, you think about it, it is pretty much a new look front sort of 2-3. But what I will say is that in terms of quality, Rochdale have been by far the better side. They've looked great going forward. They've been brilliant out of possession.
Well, we've seen earlier in the season what they could do to a side that isn't on form. And at the moment, you know, Gateshead, yes, the bottom of the league. I'd like to think we don't look like a team bottom of the league with a performance in our first 45 minutes. But positive signs to come. And in the second half, we'll see what happens. But I say Rochdale definitely worthy of the one goal advantage.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, they haven't dominated for 45 minutes. Gateshead have had moments.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can sort of see a bit more clarity in the final third from Rochdale. You can see what they're trying to do in that final third with Gateshead. You get the feeling, and it's to be expected with so many new signings, that they're still trying to figure themselves out in that final third. I think Levi Amanchi's, it's been a difficult half for him because a lot of it's been off the ball work. It's sometimes when the ball goes in, I'd like to see Chadwick just a little bit closer to him. But at the same time, it's a start point for them. You know, this is day one almost under Rob. Yes, they had the game, the away game, losing
at Tamworth.
At Tabworth, yeah. So I can remember what was that. But this is kind of day one, so they build from here, and I think there's more to be positive about than there is to be negative about.
There certainly is. Well, thank you, Mark. We're going to have a little 10-minute break. We will be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll give you all the half-time scores from around the National League, and we'll see you soon. Sound all right? Better game? Hello. All right. Oh, no. But positive signs. And Amici looks all right. That was a great tackle, though, down there. How it wasn't a corner, I don't know. I know. Nicholson's looking quite good. Yeah. Chadwick put himself on a little bit. Yeah, it is looking really good. They're second top in the league for no reason. Oh, yeah. Exactly. So good on the counter. Oh, yeah. Whoa, Carlisle's getting beat. Solihull, is it? Hi. Morecambe's winning. Away. That'll not stay that. What do you think anyway? All right. Yeah. There's positive signs. Yeah. Definitely positive signs. So how was that not a corner down there when the tackle? Yeah. What are you doing? You look so bored. She has. She's had a hot dog in that. She's. Just a liar. Just going to McDonald's on the way home. So yeah, press your button. Another time it's on blue. Are you too hot? Are you? All right. It's like the coldest setting. Is it? All right. Yeah. It's the like the heat of the jacket.
Oh, you got it.
So I. We just got a tablet. Sophia, it'll not go down. What is it on? Oh, shut up. I don't know. Oh, there's me and Sophia were mucking about with a camera. So like, where were? This is the one. Where is it? It was that one. So there, look, we're walking out. This is on the AI frame.
What's that?
So
So it eliminated the.
yeah, eliminate the stick, yeah, and then look, you can.
That just looks like you're just. So you had a hold of it like that.
Yeah, it's in front, aye.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then you can do like, as if you there. So if you're walking away, like go over your shoulder and walk along, there, look, you wouldn't know, like, and then you can still. The sky out, yeah. And then there's oh, there is, isn't there? You can do.
Good.
Oh, there's deep. Look, deep track, so you can keep it on that. So if it was spinning all around and that, it would keep it on you. So like you only see someone. Yeah. Well, and then you can change it to like you can on. There's editor, continue editing, and then you can go well.
That was AI mode that took it out.
Yeah, and then you've got well. Trying to find. I'm still working my way around it all. There's go to more edits.
That alone is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, once you learn more about it.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean.
I like the interview thing that you had.
Oh yeah, it's meant it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's mental, man.
What does it look like? Have you got it? Where is it?
It's here. 1 second. I don't think that.
5 minutes to go. Look at the positives. No, it might go.
Yeah, that's it, and then yeah. Got the lens guards on, so you just record like that on that angle. You record itself, and it just records. Either yeah.
They're like a stick in it.
So it's I got my 260, but like the battery, I got a spare battery as well. That's 50 quid on its own. Yeah. You got a DSLR. You got like a. Oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. When it come back though, it said that there was. Oh, I'm recording inside the hood. 1 second.
That's all right.
I'll connect the.
Well impressed.
I can't actually.
You have to watch your time, mate.
Yeah, no, I can't do it, Sophia, because if I do that, I'll knock the internet off on. Yeah, I don't want to knock the internet off on the computer. No. I'll show you later. She went and stood over the players when they come out, so hopefully it worked.
It'll take the stick out of the.
Do you want to go and do another one when they come back out?
Go on.
Oh, go on. It's all right.
It's all right. You look like media pro. You'll be fine. You just stand down there and do it.
Be great, man. On the podcast, I'll credit you.
Yeah? Ticket at McDonald's. It's probably worth a chicken nugget at least.
Hey, hang on. Right, it's recording. Yeah, go on. Hold on to it. Yeah. Stand over so it's over the. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go over there and stand over it. Right, I'll straight. Oh wow. I'm going to do the half times and that. Hello there. We're back for doing the half-time scores here. Hope you've been able to get yourself to the toilet and get yourself a new drink for the second half. I'll go through the half-time scores here in the National League. Brackley 2, Yeovil 1, Braintree 0, Borehamwood 2. It is 0-0 between Eastleigh and Aldershot. It's level at 1-1 between FC Halifax and Boston. Gateshead 0, Rochdale 0, of course. No, Rochdale 1 even. Sorry about that. Morecambe 1, Scunthorpe 0. Solihull Moors 2, Carlisle 1. Sutton are losing 1-0 against 10-man Forest Green. It's 0-0 between Truro and Tamworth. And it's 0-0 between Wheelstone and Woking. So that was the scores at the moment in the National League. So hopefully, as I say, we will be seeing if there's any more goals in and around the National League and at this game as well for the rest of the second half. But if you are listening on our audio stream, please do send us a message and let us know where you're listening from in the world. We'd love to hear from you. We know we've got Mickey in Spain, and as I say, it's going to do it. And what's that? Your mics are still on. Well, we try to turn them off. I don't know for whatever reason they're still on, but yeah. So anyone probably had a good conversation about my camera. Yeah. Right. So we'll have to unplug the mics going forward on that then. For some reason, the mics are going out. Anyway, we are waiting for the teams to come back out here in the second half. Gateshead versus Rochdale. Rochdale winning 1-0 through Manny Duku on his debut for the Dale. Gateshead, well, David Tron has put come on the heed. I'll say we do thank you for your company this afternoon. Well, we'll let you know if there is any changes when the players come back out onto the pitch for half-time. And we'll see what Rob Elliott has in store for us in the second half. It's been a good first half showing from Gateshead. We've seen a lot of good passing and pressure from the Heat, and hopefully they can build on that in the second half. I'm sure Rochdale, they'll have their own plans and they'll want to do more of the same of what they did in the first half. Once again as well, if you haven't seen our interview with manager Rob Elliott, who was live with us on Thursday night show on the Heat Army podcast, if you'd like to watch that, please do go to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe as well. And he's open, very honest about the task ahead, and also as well gives some insight that he's still looking to add to the squad. His transfer business is not over at the moment, and does look like we might have a change here because someone's went over to Mark Beck and bringing him back over to the dugout here. So I don't know if we might have Mark Beck making an arrival or whether or not it is for his... he's receiving instructions from one of the analysts down there. So we'll see if Mark Beck is going to be coming on in the early stages of the second half. I think it's something to do with the electronic vest that they've got on the GPS and monitoring heart and things like that. So ignore me. I don't know anything. Isn't that right, Mark? Yeah, there we go.
What was that?
I don't know anything.
Sorry, I was just ignoring.
Oh, yeah. Most people are. But as I say, we are waiting for the teams to come back out here at Gateshead International Stadium. It's currently Gateshead 0, Rochdale 1 here in the National League.
Gateshead FC have an away game in the Enterprise National League on Tuesday the 20th of January when we visit Hartlepool United FC. That's a 7:45 kickoff.
Well, Gateshead's action doesn't stop here. They are away on Tuesday evening to Victoria Park. Can't remember what the sponsor name is down there now, but Hartlepool, who won 1-0 in the early kickoff today in the National League. Of course, they're under new ownership and they will be wanting to continue their good run of form as the players come out onto the pitch. Gateshead are out first, and here come Rochdale now. We're moments away from the second half. Get yourself comfortable. Well, let's hope we've got more of the same in the first half. Maybe a few more chances from Gateshead would be nice. And I'm sure Rochdale fans will be very happy if they can go about their business they did in the way they did in the first half, Mark.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously, I know there's a bit of an update on the from Rob about when players could be back in terms of fitness. They say Joe Grayson and Kenton Richardson about 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away.
I think that's the hope. I think Joe's was obviously muscle based. We know that there was a dislocated collarbone, I believe, for Kent Richardson, and they're hoping that when he gets a scan or an X-ray in the coming week, that it will be good news that he doesn't have to have an operation. So they're hoping that is the case. But if that is the case, Mark, you go back to a back three that was a pivotal in the getting to the playoffs that unfortunately they couldn't take part in, but also winning at Wembley. And it's a pretty solid defence to build on.
It is, and then you look at the Elliot Wheeler at right wing back and Nicholson at left wing back would be a pretty strong back six if you include Tatum Brooks as well. But yeah, look, second half they've got to be just a little bit better on the ball, maybe a little bit braver.
Dare I say confidence, Mark?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is, Dave. Even though it's a new look side, even there's a new manager in place, it is still a case of they need to just find a little bit of confidence, try and get a goal today and just try and give themselves something to build on. Really interesting to watch Mark Beck having a quiet little word with Levi Manchi there just before the game kicked off.
Of course, very experienced player, Mark Beck, and maybe he spotted something from the sidelines of maybe something you could try and exploit in the away defence. But we are underway, and at the moment Ferguson is on the ball. Gateshead shooting towards the Fenland end this time, the visitors towards the River Tyne. And for our audio listeners, they're in a lovely blue outnumber the Rochdale. Gateshead in their white and black strips as Berger controls the ball in front of Rob Elliott, and some nice silky passing from the visitors.
He's got a little game in midfield, hasn't he, Berger? Really impressed with him.
All three of the midfield players for the visitors, Berger, East and Berger, been fantastic. But Gateshead nearly pick up the ball in the final third there, and Rochdale do well to win it back. And now it is Alacaria with the ball at the moment, and we'll have to see if East can pick out a teammate. He can. Ball comes into the centre. But picked out by Teenan Brooks.
Almost just got to manage the first 10 minutes of the second half here, Gateshead, I think, and not get themselves too carried away. I don't feel as if they've got to force anything.
I'm just going to have to hand over to Mark for a couple of minutes.
Teenan Brooks in possession, plays it out to Butterfield. Butterfield back to Ferguson. Ferguson plays a ball forward. Nice little promising build-up here from Gateshead. It's gone back to Butterfield, midway inside his own half. Story has brought it out wide. Good press again from Rochdale, but it's been broken by Butterfield, who's played it to Elliot Wheeler. It's not a bad ball either. That's a corner for Gateshead. Great ball in from Elliot Wheeler. Really calm and composed play from Gateshead, breaking out from that press of Rochdale. And the referee has overruled his initial decision and given a goal kick. Unexpected. I think everyone expected a corner there, but it has been given as a goal kick despite the initial award. But again, promising start to the second half here from Gateshead. As Rochdale try and play out from the back as they have throughout this game. It's back with goalkeeper Oliver Watmuff. Gateshead trying to press high. Harvey Gilmore looking controlled in possession. Gateshead force the error high up the pitch, but it's gone out for a Rochdale throw. Just inside their own third. Great noise from the Rochdale fans here. They brought a good contingent. Hoping to see their side boost their title bid with another win here. It's a great win from Doku. And he's got the ball back and kept it in. That looks offside. And the flag does go up. There's Devante Rodney there, former Hartlepool United man, just running offside. Gateshead holding the high line and catching him offside. And it'll be a free kick to Gateshead, pretty much in line with the edge of their area on the left-hand side. Goes back to Teenan Brooks. Brooks comes across to Story. Newton's made a run for him, but he's ignored him. Cut inside. Played it to Butterfield. Butterfield back to Story. Back to Ferguson. Gateshead just trying to play calm here. And now they've gone along. Looking to try and put pressure on this Rochdale backline, but Rochdale, as they have many times throughout this game, clear it. And I'll hand you back over to David Gaddis.
Sorry about that, I'm back. And there's a good chance that we had there.
We've had loads of messages saying that was the best spell of commentary they've ever heard.
I believe it was, but Wheeler's on the ball now on the right-hand side. And Story to Butterfield. There's a run in the centre. It's been spotted. Bowen, can he get there? Oh, keeper did well to come out. Gateshead probing though, Mark.
Yeah, it's been a good start the second half from both sides. You know, we've seen pretty much it's more the same from Rochdale, just trying to sit in, get Gateshead sort of drawn out. That high press has been on again. And Gateshead working really hard to try and force errors higher up the pitch. There's been a notable increase in Gateshead intensity here.
It certainly is. There's now Rochdale through Gilmore. Bring the ball forward. It's on the far side. Gordon plays it back into Gilmore. And now Gilmore again. Back out to Gordon. By Rawlins. Back to Gordon.
Good ball.
Rodney, lovely first touch to hold it up. Good shout from East to get the ball, and now Alakaraya has the ball. Nice bit of trickery. Step overs. Lays it off to Perry. To Perry. Alakaraya now up against Wheeler. Drives down the dead ball line, pulls it across, and give it the power of a shot, that cross.
I've got to be honest, that ball's coming too easy there. It's Elliot Wheeler's gone to make the challenge, then sort of backed off a bit and allowed Alakaraya to just get the cross in far too easily. If it's a better execution, Gateshead would have been in real trouble there.
Well,
it's a very long throw, hasn't he? Brad Nicholson got a long throw.
He has. And, Mickey Barris, I was enjoying that new commentator too.
A lovely voice.
Soulful. I've heard you referred to as the songbird of our generation. Story picks out Newton. Butterfield shows and tries to keep that ball moving forward, and it was a good ball but read well by Perry, and now Gilmore can move this ball quickly. East drives into the centre circle, plays it across to Gordon on the far side, and Rochdale commit men forward here, and the ball through. If that had been weighted nicely, would have been a very dangerous situation for Gateshead.
Yeah, Gateshead just got played through there with the press in midfield. There was two players went to press the ball, they got bypassed, and it just allowed Rochdale to have an opening. And this is what happens against the top sides in the league that play the way Rochdale do. They will, if they bypass your press, normally will punish you.
Well, Mark Beck going through quite a vigorous warm-up at the moment. Bowen picks up in the centre circle, driving forward. He does have a Manchi on that side. Still has to keep going though, Bowen. Oh, he tries to trickery get through his players. Great tackle. And just didn't have the outlet, but Butterfield picks it up. Nice bit of trickery himself. Goes for the shot deflection.
Much better.
Corner to Gateshead. Well, Mark Beck is getting stripped and ready to come on.
I wonder if it's Chadwick. And they may go with two up top.
I've got a feeling that they might go with a more aerial battle here. And I think it will be...
Get him on now for the corner.
Beck would probably be the deep lying forward to allow him with Amanchi's pace. Trying to take it now, I think, but it's not going to happen in time. In comes the delivery from Gateshead. Right on top of the keeper, headed away by Dooku. Bowen nods it back out to the far side. Clever stuff as Story picks it up and goes for his shot. Deflection goes through. That could have went anywhere. But the keeper, Watmouth, was able to keep a hold of that one. But Beck is stripped and ready to go. We are going to see the introduction. Oh, Butterfield read it well. Gateshead on the forward foot. Oh, can Amanchi get there? Oh, well. If you had said that the other way, you would see that was a cast iron penalty mark. But a little coming together. And could this change Rob Elliott's plans? Because Amanchi's down. Just looks like he's jawed his back as he went down. So they're both going for the ball. And yeah, it seems in some discomfort. Amanchi, as Mark Beck bounces up and down on the spot. He's all right. Amanchi, but we still don't know who is going to be coming off.
Newton, possibly. Newton was looking nervous towards the bench. Nope.
Number 8, it's going to be Bowen. So Bowen comes off. And I think, yeah, it's going to be more of a deep lying forward type of role for Mark Beck, I suspect. Where he can nod it on forward for Amanchi and co.
Got to think, could be a bit of fitness management as well, because a number of the players Gateshead have brought in haven't played a lot of football recently. So there will be a need to do that. But I don't know if they just spotted something here.
Well, if you do look at the height difference of where Mark Beck is going to be sitting just behind, their midfield isn't blessed with the most height. So whether it is going to be looking for flick-ons or not. Ball forward from Manchi to try and run onto. Gordon reads it well, but the loose ball's there. Latched onto by Chadwick. Ward is down the lane. Nicholson back to Ward. Beck. Chadwick. 56 minutes gone. Still Gateshead 0, Rochdale 1. Gateshead have shuffled the deck with a substitution to try and forge away into this game. Ball over the top, looking for Amanchi. Oh, he's kept the ball. Can he keep it and lay it off? Goes for a shot. Oh, drags it wide. But he did have the defence backpedaling when he turned with the ball.
Yeah, it would have been ambitious.
It would have been a one for the cameras, certainly. But
Didn't make good enough contact, did he?
Very similar to the Rodney shot in the first half. Ball looking for Wheeler. Ball bounces down. It's going to be a Gateshead throw.
What I will say, David, remember Levi Manchi, it was a similar sort of run to the one that when he scored against Gateshead for Blythe Spartans, that famous New Year's Day game. I think he's offside there.
It was, well, Ward.
He's collected the ball sort of 25 yards out and just kept going and going and going, but this time he's gone for a shot.
Butterfield drives with the ball. He's got this man on the far side who he can use and does. In comes the delivery from Nicholson. The big men are up there. Beck with a header. Oh, just straight at the goalkeeper, but positive signs.
Just needs to be a little bit closer to goal. I think the cross.
I think the timing of his jump affected the power of what he was able to get on it as well.
Sub coming for the visitors as well.
Well, we'll see who this is very shortly, but at the moment, Berger brings the ball forward. Alakaraya's on this side. Driving with the ball, corner of the box. Which way is he going to go? Lays it off, though. Perry. East. Across to Gordon. Rollins hugging that touchline on the far side, gives it back to Gordon. Ball forward for Rodney. It's a lovely ghosted run. He's holding the ball up. So he's timed a good few of those runs to perfection this afternoon.
Keeping Ward did brilliant to get back then, though.
Certainly did. Well, ball comes in towards Dooku. Oh, and, well, it's going to be an open. Oh, fantastic. Oh, and Ferguson goes into the post. Oh, it's been stopped. What a time. And I tell you what, Dooku has hurt himself on the goal post there. Hopefully he's all right. Initially, I thought Ferguson, he's feeling the effects on his shoulder, but brave from Ferguson to stop that, because that looked a certain goal, and we are going to see a substitution here for the visitors. But Gateshead kind of got away with one there, and Duku is limping. Don't think he's the man that's coming off, though, is he? Well, he's asking to be substituted, and he's coming off. Yep. So Manny Duku has a goal to his name on his debut, and he is going to be replaced by Ian Henderson. And it looks like it's going to be a double substitution. It is going to be Brian Belongo. Seen Ian Henderson score against Gateshead in the FA Cup and the league over the years.
Any idea who Belongo came on for?
I didn't see the other player leave the pitch. They must have left on the other side, did they? Yeah. Well, we'll update you when we know. Apologies for that.
For Rodney?
It must have been for... no, Perry's on there, isn't he? No, Rodney's on the far side. But at the moment, the visitors on the break, and Belongo's got some pace there, hasn't he? Blistering. And he didn't even receive the ball, but Gateshead pick it up in midfield. Beck lets it go through his legs, and the man on the far side, Billy Chadwick, gets the ball up against Gordon. Cuts inside, goes for a shot. It's going to come back and cleared. Only as far as a Gateshead player, and Gateshead can get it under control again. Chadwick got a little bit excited going in there. He had the option to lay it off, but if he had scored, nobody would have been complaining. Story to Ferguson. Ferguson back to Story. Manchi manages to get the ball to a teammate, and now Wheeler on the... Wheeler gets the ball to Newton. Newton right-hand side of the box. Puts one in there. There's a Manchi. Oh, hits the woodwork. Oh, he hung in the air. Rob Elliott applauds his team for that. But now they're on the attack. Rochdale on the far side. Rodney. Henderson sprints up towards the top. Looking to give a target, and Rodney just slows it down. But the cross in was beautiful. And inches away from Gateshead having an equaliser.
Yeah, Dave, I've got to be honest, I think he's got to score. I really do.
Well, 62 minutes gone, and still Rochdale with a goal advantage here.
Alakaraya came off.
It was Alakaraya.
Yeah.
Well, Watmuff pumps the ball forward. Wheeler, lovely bit of footwork there, and gets himself the foul as well.
He's won the foul.
Starting to come alive, Wheeler, in this second half.
Good player, isn't he? Been really impressed with him since he's come in on loan from Oxford.
Been extended to the end of the season as well.
He looks like a Rob Elliott style wing back, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, Gateshead have the height now to use this as a set piece. All the players level with the edge of the centre circle, but there's balls lofted over to the far side. Beck in the air wins the header. Perry gets it under control, only as far as the Gateshead player, and now Ward puts it out to Chadwick. Chadwick gives it back to Nicholson. Well, someone's had his shirt ripped off. Louis Story's had his shirt ripped off and hasn't been anything given. Literally, his shirt is off. Wow. And Louis Story cannot quite believe it. That his shirt was an off-the-ball incident. Both players went to the ground and Louis Story's shirt was ripped off. So Don't think I've ever seen that before. Wow. Fourth official. He's not happy. Louis Story's talking there as he comes up the pitch. Well, it takes a lot to rattle Louis Story. He's a calm, composed man off the pitch. And a talking point, Mark, a talking point.
Well, I was looking elsewhere at the time, but
I seen the players go down together. It was off the ball incident, but he had his shirt ripped off. So you can hazard a guess that someone had a hold of someone's shirt. As Belongo off the ball fouls a player.
it was really interesting as well to watch, because there was a little bit of game management, a little bit of canny play from Oliver Watt off the keeper. Because he took the shirt,
moved it away,
moved it as far away as he could possibly. Just try and eat up a few minutes.
Just a little bit of niggle in this game now.
I don't think that's a bad thing from a Gateshead point of view. Just to get them going. By the way, what I will say, I think Jacob Butterfield had his best game of the season. In midfield, I think he's been excellent today.
Oh, a lovely weighted ball if it can get through. Wheeler does well to win the header, but it falls to Gilmore, who gets back well to cover. And is it Berger? Goes down. Well. The referee let that play on. And it is starting to get a little bit niggly. Their former Gateshead player, Conor McBride, is stripped and ready to go. I think Gateshead are going to make another substitution themselves. I did see a note being handed to the fourth official. So it's going to be Fenton John coming on. And I think this could be for Butterfield. Well, Rodney's coming off for Conor McBride, the former Gateshead player. Showed flashes in a Gateshead shirt, but at the time, I think the team around him, it was very hard for him to break into the team and stay in the team. He's on the pitch now with Fenton John. Comes over. He's taking this time to take on some water. Both teams here as Teenan Brooks goes down with an injury. And, well, the magic sponge is being applied. I think they call that Reiki treatment, where they hover the hand above the knee. We're still waiting to see who Fenton John is coming on, but both managers taking this time to get instructions through to their players. And Rob Elliott will believe they can get a chance in front of goal. But at this moment in time, Rochdale 1-0 to the good, and they'll be very happy with that. Latest scores around the National League. Carlisle have equalised 2-2 away to Solihull Moors at this moment in time. Wheelstone have taken the lead at home to Woking. It's 0-0 between Truro and Tamworth. 10 men, Forest Green still lead 1-0 away to Sutton. It's 1-1 at Morecambe now. Scunthorpe have equalised. FC Halifax are winning 2-1 against Boston United. It's 1-1 between Eastleigh and Aldershot. And 3-0 Boreham Wood are winning at Braintree. And Brackley Town are winning 2-1 at home to Yeovil. That is how it stands at this moment in time in the Enterprise National League. Live on DAZN. And we'll see what happens at the end of this game here. But Gateshead have a substitution, and we'll find out who it's for momentarily. As Aldershot have just taken the lead away to Eastleigh. But Louis Story comes off. He's cheering the lads up. Now this looks like they are going to pack the midfield a bit more.
Jacob Butterfield at centre half, or
I think he's just going to sit in front of that back three, isn't he?
It's Fenton John at left back, and
Nicholson's went
centre
in,
back.
yeah. So Gateshead with what you would say is a makeshift back four at the moment, with the two wing backs playing centre back at the moment, but both very experienced and they'll know their jobs.
Gateshead ball
Goes out of play for a Gateshead throw on the far side. We've got 22 minutes remaining here. Gateshead 0, Rochdale 1. It's Butterfield is about to Tiernan Brooks. Ward to Butterfield, and ball comes across to the far side, well controlled, and Butterfield just lost his foot in there, Chadwick.
Yeah, what Gateshead have done really well, is when they have lost the ball, they've got back in shape pretty quickly. They forced the error. That's really good from Gateshead. That really good.
Well, Ferguson looks like they are going to make another substitution the away side. Just signaling one of the substitutes to come up. That was warming up. Back up to the sub bench. Gateshead still in possession. Back to Tiernan Brooks. 70 minutes we're into now. Ball up towards Wheeler. Doesn't win the header, but Beck does win the loose ball. Gateshead, Butterfield gives it to Ward. Ward just tried to thread it through a gap that wasn't there, and now the visitors can break on the far side. Rollins is in space, but McBride brings it forward. Corner of the box. Lays it off to Gordon. Yeah, well, Gateshead do win the ball back and clear it through Nicholson. Gateshead beaten in the air though there, but brought down by Butterfield. Gateshead can try and build again from the back. Host of Gateshead players go to warm up down the touchline. Ball forward, not the greatest one. Intercepted.
Newton made the run, then stopped and went again, and by the time he'd gone again, the ball had gone. It was the right idea if you kept the run.
Well,
it's a bit too easy.
Driving forward with the ball there. Far side, east. Gordon. Visitors holding the ball well at the moment, trying to create something down that right-hand side.
Probably going to be about 5 added on at the moment, isn't there, with the subs and that?
Yeah, I think there's a few Gateshead players down that left-hand side warming up, trying to catch the eye of the manager to get on here, as Carlisle have taken the lead away to Solihull Moors. They're winning 3-2 at the moment, as Ferguson, nice header back to Ward, who I've been impressed with on his debut.
I'm pleased you said that, because I think he's had a really, really tidy little game in there. I wouldn't say he's done anything spectacular, but he's just kept things ticking over nicely. Well, feels like he gets a midfielder.
He's of the mould, isn't he?
Yeah.
Of what we've been accustomed to over the last few years. What Bowen did well as well. His the ball goes through. Amanchi, his first touch wasn't the greatest, and well, it's all the way through to Watmuff.
Elliot Wheeler's going to have to get back in here because Belongo's just walked away from him.
Yeah.
He's in now.
Ball comes to Belongo. Left-hand side, great stuff from Wheeler to harass. Belongo still has the ball and plays it all the way back to Watmuff.
Newton could be one that could come off, because he's not played a lot of football.
Yeah. It's
like last 15. I think he's had a good game, tidy little game. His work rate's been phenomenal.
I'd like to see maybe Dom Telford come on, someone that can try and create something. But you're up against one of the best sides in the league and could ultimately be the best side in the league come the end of April. And giving a good account to ourselves at the moment, Gateshead. Not being outclassed, but at the moment, they just need to stay focused, stay concentrated, and keep pushing Rochdale.
Come on. You can, I'll say it again, you can see why Rochdale haven't conceded many goals.
Yeah,
it's so disciplined.
Yeah, it's beautiful to watch. I mean, look at that there. You go, that back four there. I mean, they used to say the Arsenal back four, didn't they, back in the day? And it's
going to take something brave from Gateshead, I think, just someone to make a run that's not expected, or
a moment of brilliance.
Yeah, you can see.
In fact, possibly you might see Chadwick for Dom Telford if he's fit enough. course, there is other players on the bench. Curtis Edwards. And they're still waiting to bring on 2 players, the visitors. Ferguson gets the ball to Wheeler, who flicks it. Oh, there's a massive shirt pull. And, free kick, and that'll allow them to bring on David Tatunda and Casey Petit. Well, Perry is coming off. He's had a decent game this afternoon. Callum Perry. He's going to be replaced for David Tatunda. And Berger is coming off for Petit. He's been non-stop running, as all of the Rochdale players have been this afternoon.
As far as Melbourne hasn't come on, if he is fit, for Gateshead, just lack of defensive options in there.
There's a lot of games coming up thick and fast, though. I think there's a case of keeping your powder dry as well at some point. But Tiernan Brooks free kick finds Beck. It's been cleared, but Gateshead will be able to pick up this loose ball. There's Wheeler. Gets the ball to Butterfield. Wheeler. Oh, nice break of speed from Wheeler. Driving with the ball. Tries to get round Belongo, but it goes out for a throw into Gateshead.
Well, we know where this is going.
Well, there is going to be a couple of changes for Gateshead here. There is some players getting stripped. And Nicholson drives the ball on his shirt, steps onto the running track. He wants to get as much leverage as he can to get this ball into the box. And he's got some big targets to aim for.
There's a little bit, I think, jostling going on in the box.
There is. They're trying to block the 2 big men in there.
Referee's noticed
I think if it was chess, they're trying to castle them. If my chess lingo's up the scratch.
My chess knowledge is as good as your spin bowling knowledge, mate.
You'll never let it lie.
Nope.
As the ball from Nicholson, we await, launches it into the box. Nodded on. Keeper's going to be able to pluck that out the air. Did very well. The keeper unchallenged, really. His defenders listened, though. They all parted like the Red Sea, didn't they? As he come through.
Good keeper, isn't he? Just a really commanding goalkeeper.
He's sensible as well there. He's
good with the ball, his feet. Does everything right.
Nicholson.
Careful. Alton.
Gateshead. As now Ferguson, who I was here. I was just about to mention him, but Gateshead still battling for the ball. Beck. Oh, ball over the top. Can it hold up? It's too close to the Rochdale defender.
That's a brilliant touch, by the way.
It's two beautiful touches from Tatunda there. Outside of the little toe, and it stayed perfect, didn't it?
Rob Elliott's still got his good hands there. So
he has. You never lose your touch. As Ferguson, who I'm going to give high praise here this afternoon, he's given Robbie Tinkler performance at the back. He's maybe not the quickest, but he's used his experience. He's used the space well.
What's he given here?
That's a free kick.
For what?
Haven't a clue. But yeah, Ferguson, I've been impressed with him today at centre back.
Me too. I don't think anyone's really paid. There's Dom Telford coming up. Looks might be 3 subs.
Yeah, I think
Melbourne, home, Telford.
I think that could be or is it Flint? What was it? I think the ball across the far side. Oh, good defending.
Brilliant.
Good
really.
defending. Oh, wow.
Second time.
Never looks panicked, does he? Ebanks, Landell.
Gets out switched off.
Belongo's in space here if they've seen, but Wheeler's just got back. Ball across the far side now, and Adebayo Rawlins, he's got the overlap of Gordon. Gordon takes it down and, nicely stood up and comes away with the ball, and a free kick given to Fenton John.
Do you know what? Since Fenton John's gone in at left back, he's been very good.
Scunthorpe have just taken the lead away to Morecambe. Of course, Scunthorpe in the playoff mix, and we are going to see Dom Telford come on for Tyrell Newton, Josh Holmes and Max Melbourne are stripped as well. Jacob Butterfield comes off the pitch. He's going to be replaced by Max Melbourne. You know, we talk about the age of Henderson. I know Butterfield will probably say he's not that close, but he's in the past the mid-30s and didn't look at this afternoon.
Chadwick.
And Josh Holmes has come on for Chadwick. Chadwick has left the pitch on the far side. So Gateshead have 10 minutes remaining.
Triple substitution for Gateshead. On the pitch, number 11, Tyrell Newton. Number 10, Jacob Butterfield.
Newton gives the ball to Ferguson. Ferguson down the line to Wheeler. Wheeler under pressure. Back to Ferguson. Well, ball on the far side is Fenton John. Gets the ball. Gateshead definitely playing with a 3 at the back at the moment. Ball over the top, looking for the big man. Amanchi's up there. He's going to try and hold this ball off. Gets it through. Oh, lovely touch. Can Telford finish it? Oh, he gets a shot away. Oh, well done from Fenton John. Guarded the ball and held it up. Josh Holmes gives it to Telford. Telford tried to whip one in quickly. Now comes the ball in on the far side. Amanchi. Oh, no! Oh, Wheeler coming at the back post and really... You'd think he was going to hit the back of the net. It just skims off the top of the foot and behind, but that's great positive movement from Gateshead. Great noise from the travelling away fans at the moment. A bit of nervous anxiety here in the Tyne and Weir stand as Tiernan Brooks is down again, which isn't good. And he's holding his hamstring there as Rob's geeing up the crowd.
Rob going to get his gloves.
Well, another opportunity for Gateshead to take on some water here. There's been no other goals in the National League bar that Scunthorpe, Carlisle and Wealdstone goal we told you about before. But that doesn't mean there won't be any more, and we'll keep you updated about them as we hear about them when they go in. But the Louis Story taking this moment in time while there is a break in play to talk to the Gateshead team, as are Rochdale doing the same. Just having a little look around the scores around the National League, and none have changed at this moment. Lots of goals around in the Football League though. 10-man Forest Green are still holding on here against Sutton at home.
You know, we're in the last 10 minutes and you just feel if Gateshead can just get something, if they can snatch an equaliser, it would just mean so much for the rest of the season. What I will say, no matter what happens between now and full time, it has been an infinitely better display than we've seen from Gateshead for large parts of the season. I think they've been really good today against a really good side, and I think with more time on the training pitch, maybe a couple of new faces as well. We know they're being worked on. There's more than enough room for positivity here,
without a doubt.
But again, I will say Rochdale have been fantastic.
I don't want to sound like a broken record. They've been lovely to watch. As I say, they will definitely be in the mix come the end of the season. As Ferguson puts the ball up towards Beck. Beck couldn't win that, but the second ball's being picked up by Telford. Get it to slow it down. Ball comes to Ferguson. Elliot Wheeler. It's the ball to Ward. Comes back to Max Melbourne. Gateshead just passing the ball well at the press from the visitors. They're trying to disrupt and stop Gateshead from getting any momentum here. Ball over the top, looking towards... comes Elliot Wheeler, brings the ball down, controls it well and pulled by the referee. Referee says no, and now the visitors on attack as Henderson had been driving. Oh my word! Well, don't want to be the rose-tinted commentator here, but If that wasn't a foul, and a yellow card, that must be for the reaction.
Oh, it's not. He's clipped him.
He's clipped him.
He's clipped him. What I will say, that was, the Gateshead one was a foul, as in whoever's just been booked. Is it Telford? No. Is it Telford? Or
Yeah.
Home? Whoever's been booked,
Home.
it is a booking.
Yeah.
But that was also a foul on Elliot Wheeler.
Well, when you're down the bottom, you do get a bit antsy, is the word. Well, I'm expecting to see a bit of game management from the visitors here, try and slow it down, make the ball do the work. But Watmuff has pumped the ball forward.
Oh, what a
lovely touch to be brought down on the far side. And at the moment, Rochdale in possession. Adebayo Rawlins has to play it all the way back. Watmuff out his area, kicks the ball down the right-hand channel. Kept in by Gateshead. Can't pick up the second ball. And Rochdale will play this all the way back. And we've got about 5.5 minutes of normal time. You would expect 4 or 5 added on with the amount of substitutions. Do Gateshead have a sting in the tail for Rochdale? Or can Rochdale drive forward as they are now as Bolongo does very well, and that's a good physical battle. Oh my word! Well, a delayed free kick given there. The referee wanted to think about it. Well, there was shoulder to shoulder, and the bigger man went down. And an opportunity for Rochdale to get the ball in the box. And, well, just looking at this, they're not overloading it. They're not going to really go for it, I don't think. Although they're pushing 2 men back now, they're starting a few players to go up there.
If I was Gateshead, I'd be tempted to back in at the back and push Elliot Wheeler further forward with a bit of pace.
Yeah.
I know he's in the wall, but I'm not really sure it's worth having a wall here. Just let the cross come in and try and win it.
Well, Petit gives the ball back to East. Then he said West there, as Petit gives the ball. There's a player down off the ball. Henderson's holding his face at the moment. There's been something off the ball. He's holding his head as Gateshead try and get the ball back. Henderson's up now. He's all right. He's perfectly all right now. The theatrics have gone as the cross comes in. Henderson tries to get to it. There's going to fall to East. Oh, and he buries it in the back of the net. And the Rochdale bench erupts. And they've took a 2-0 lead here. And that was always the worry when you push forward for Rochdale to come back. And they've went absolutely bonkers in the north end of the Tyne Weir stand. The Rochdale fans, they've been fantastic noise tonight or this afternoon. But Gateshead were pushing and just maybe left 1 or 2 many gaps, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unbelievable finish, by the way.
That's a lovely strike.
It's a great ball, and Gateshead just caught a little bit napping on the right-hand side. It's a good cross in, but the finish, you can't take anything away from it. It's a brilliant finish. It's probably the only place he can score, but he struck it so well. No blame on Tannen Brooks. He's not saving that in a million years. Rochdale, a really, really professional away performance here from them. But again, I will say there are positives for Gateshead to take.
Well, as I say, they weren't piling the box forward either, were they, for the set piece before it? But they've got their second goal, and I'm guessing you're going to see a very, very tight mark and display from them here at the back end of the game as Beck goes up for this one, wins the header, couldn't direct. Oh, falls to Fenton John, couldn't control it and poke clear. Henderson lays it off, and now McBride on the far side can just pass it back. Gordon goes long over the top.
Got to win this.
Ferguson wins the header. Wheeler brings it down. Just runs into trouble as East, who, well, his crosses have been absolutely fantastic from set pieces. And that finish was sublime.
Yeah, it's great. Like I say, great finish. I mean, he's hit it first time. It's set up nicely for him. But he's still got to take the opportunity. It's just a brilliant finish.
This afternoon, we wanted the match
David Ferguson with the man of the match.
I think there's a number of contenders today, and it feels like a few weeks since we've said that. I mean,
Yeah.
You could be looking at Elliot Wheeler. I think's had a good game. I think Butterfield had a good game in the middle. Ward's had a good game in the middle. Yeah, so
it's nice to have that argument now, isn't it? The discussion is nice to have of putting a number of players in the mix for a man of the match. But David Ferguson, considering playing out of his natural position, ball goes out of play on the far side for a Rochdale throw. Of course, Rochdale heavily in the mix for that title run in. A valuable 3 points, it looks like it'll be this afternoon for the deal.
what I will say, I mean, we've seen a few sides that are in and around the top end of the table here this season, but in terms of control, in terms of professionalism, I think Rochdale are probably the best I've seen.
The way they went about it is it's nice on the eye, technically good. There's enough venom in that side as well to for 50-50s and winning tackles, and they're clever as well. I mean, I know I did joke before about the dark arts, but you invite a tackle, you win a foul, and they've done. It's been an all-round performance.
They've just done the right things at the right times in the right way. Simple as that. They've been really good. It's a reason why they are one of the best sides in the league. It's one of the reasons why they will be one of the title challengers. But looking at Gateshead, I just think it was always going to be a tough test today, but they had to do something positive, and they've done that.
Yeah, there's been enough sparks to keep the crowd invested. 9 minutes added on here at the end. Wow!
I'll tell you what, if they can get one.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I didn't expect that. But okay.
Certainly didn't expect the 9 minutes added on.
Some of us have got Sun deadlines to hit.
Wow. Well, the drums are really starting to go at the end of the crowd there. As Amanchi tries to get the ball. Couldn't get to it. Just missed the attendance there.
The attendance, it was 9 minutes.
Oh, was it 9 minutes after?
The attendance was around 800.
Was it? Well, that's an improvement. Let's hope we can get some more here on the back of this showing. Everybody counts. Petit calmly puts that out to the far side, and Gordon can play it back to 887. Well, let's hope more can venture down to the International Stadium in the coming weeks. They'll be needed. Gateshead will next be in action on Tuesday night away to Hartlepool United, and that's a poor kick from Murphy's got away with that one. There's a ball played forward, but Gilmore not giving up. Gateshead pick it up in midfield, and now they play this back. Fenton John plays it back to Melbourne.
I think Wheeler needs to get away. Move away.
Well, Home made a run through the centre, but is involved now. Home.
Just start again. There you go.
Sutton United have equalised against 10 men Forest Green in the late stages. 2 minutes into that time added on. 9 minutes, of course, added. There's Elliot Wheeler tries to thread the ball through, tries to win the ball back, and it's going to give the foul. The referee. And it was Ward that was trying to win the ball back there. But Mark, I know you would say, it's not effectively a pre-season trying to put a new team together when there's been so many signings. Of course, they're all fit, but it is getting that cohesion, getting the gel together of knowing where each other's going to be. But for most of the players, it's been a week, and there's definitely the signs there that things are looking positive.
Yeah, look, there's no point in Gateshead getting too down about this, because there are winnable games coming up, or what you would see is more winnable than this one, I should say.
Yeah.
But they can't lessen their efforts up for those games. They've got to do exactly what they've done here today. Just try and be a little bit more incisive in the final third, maybe a little bit more creative, but that'll come. I think, as I say, there's more positives and negatives from today.
Keenan Brooks Puts the ball up towards the big men. They get off the air and nodded forward. Just unfortunately, Gateshead player couldn't get on the end of it. Oh, lovely touch from Wheeler. Tries to poke it through to a teammate, and Henderson kind of keep that ball in. And Wheeler takes the throw in. We've got 4.5 minutes remaining. Oh, a late goal from Solihull Moors levels it 3-3 away at home to Carlisle. Ball up to Wheeler. Oh, ball up. Yeah, it's going to fall to Wheeler. Oh, lovely touch. Can he lay it off?
It's got a release.
Yeah, just held onto too much. Gilmore, once again, being crucial in midfield. East brings the ball forward, slows it up, just turns, and Rochdale keeping control of the ball. Watmuff, a relatively quiet afternoon for him. What he had to deal with, he dealt with very well, but the ball goes out of play for a goal kick. You know, I know it would only be a consolation, but if Gateshead could get a goal here, just to build the confidence, give the fans something to cheer about, I think would go a long way, Mark. And you can still see they're still trying.
No, they are. They haven't stopped going, which is brilliant.
On the far side is players going down, tired legs out there, and lots of pushing and shoving. Ball played forward. That's a nice little bit of curl on that, didn't it? That ball forward.
Still got
3 minutes.
4 left.
Yeah. I'm thinking there's 8. Yeah, so still got 4 minutes left.
Now Beck's pulled away of one of the smaller defenders.
He's won the ball, got it forward. Amanchi brings the ball down. Needs to lay it off to a teammate. He's done well there. Keeps the pressure on. Fenton John on the far side. Oh, nice 1-2. Fenton John puts a cross in there. Amanchi comes up too close to the keeper. But,
That's exactly
you know, look, 2-0 down in injury time and still trying to create. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but for where we are and the changes that's been made, the positivity that we can take from this is it's heartwarming.
We can't get away from the fact it is another defeat.
Yes.
And it is another game when they haven't scored and they're all going to be out in the league still and all that. But I think sometimes, and I think Rob stressed this quite a bit, there's a need to look at the bigger picture. And I think today is one of those games.
Yeah. Oh, Beck lands very nastily on his back there, and he's lying in a heap, but Gateshead still on the ball. And
Good advantage of that.
Yeah, well, the referee is going to stop it. He did land very heavy on his pelvis there, and Elliot Wheeler's down as well. So it was a nasty fall. That he's a big lad, Mark Beck. I know that goes without saying, but when you land heavy when you're that big.
Good no.
Muscular big, that is. I'm not saying he's hefty, for want of a better word. But Wheeler just cramp. He's getting his legs stretched out there. And one thing I've got to say is as well, you know, the fitness levels have been pretty good today. Not that that's ever been in question this season, but they've kept it going. They've kept running. But for any Rochdale fans watching in, your side are going to be very much in the mix come the end of the season if they carry on like this. And of course, they've got players to come back. Manny Desawaru out injured at the moment. But Manny Juku scoring on his debut. It's not a bad way to introduce yourself, Mark.
No, not at all. Probably exactly the sort of signing they needed with, as you say, with injuries and such like. Just trying to keep an eye on Mark Beck here. It doesn't look like he's moving.
No, he landed right on, as I say, he landed backside first and took all the brunt in that area. Lower back. Still not back on at the moment as Gateshead head the ball clear through. Can get to pick up the loose ball. They can't. And at the moment, Gilmore East, he has Belongo on this far side, and he does use him, near side even. And Tatunda plays it to Belongo. Belongo, nice little chip forward. Couldn't get it to East, and Ferguson just calmly plays it back. Beck is back on the pitch. We've got about 30 seconds of normal time remaining, but there was a stoppage in stoppage time. Can't see the referee really bringing that in, but you never know. Ball over the top, looking for Telford. He's on the shoulder. Can he get there? And Rochdale do well to clear it, only as far as home. Home back there, and the ball forward. Too much on it. Back to the goalkeeper. Confident goalkeeper there with his feet. And he's urging his teammates to get higher up the pitch. He rolls it out to Thunder. Ball over the top. Well, don't know what happened to Ferguson there. As Belongo losing his footing. Teenan Brooks. No chance to take this one up here. Ball over the top. Looks like the referee is adding on those stoppages in injury time. Nice ball, nodded down. There wasn't a Gateshead shirt to latch onto it. Unfortunately, cleared by Rochdale. And I was expecting a full-time whistle there, but it hasn't come just yet, as now Brooks dinks it back up towards Beck, who brings that ball down and does manage to get it to his teammate eventually.
Got to go in.
Fenton John lofts one in there, and, well, cleared by Rochdale. Beck from the edge of the area, lays it forward. Telford tries to pull it back across and deflection, peels the handball, and Elliot Wheeler is down. And there is the full-time whistle, and Elliot Wheeler is down on the pitch at the moment. Hopefully he's all right. Does seem in a bit of pain, but that is the full-time whistle. A big thank you from Mark Rovers for joining us here this afternoon, and well done to Rochdale, and good luck for the rest of the campaign. One of the better sides that we've seen in this National League campaign. There is a late goal. Morecambe have equalised against Scunthorpe at home, so that's there. But thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon, whether it be on National League TV, on DAZN, or on the Heed Army podcast. Please hit like and subscribe, and we will be back with you for the next home game, and of course on Thursday night for the next Heed Army podcast. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.